Hey, don't freak out when you hear this simple rule. I know you say, uh, but this is not really underrated. I hear it every day. Everybody say it. People talk about it all the time. So what do you mean? It's not underrated. Hold up, my guy. Relax. One thing I'm sure of is you know it, I know it, but we underrate it so much. We think we do not underrate it, but we actually do. Interestingly, achieving anything in this life is almost impossible. If not impossible, very, very difficult without this simple rule. So I beg you that you should keep it at your fingertips because it's going to guide you in every single thing that you do. In everything. How's it going, everyone? My name is Chenemi. You remember me? Yeah, I'm your host of this number one go-to productivity podcast in Nigeria. Warm welcome to those listening to me for the first time. I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you for listening. And to those who have been here before, yay, I'm excited that you're here. Welcome too. In this episode, the most underrated simple rule of life, we'll be talking about what that rule is. I'll talk briefly on what the rule is and about the rule and how you can go about the rule in 4 interesting and simple steps. With that said, let's get started. So what's this simple rule you're blabbing about? Let's hear it. KK. Alright. Thing is, I've heard this rule concocted into so many forms, but the first version I heard is of a famous philosopher. If I say his name now, virtually all of you will know what I'm talking about. But let me say it. Socrates. I hope I pronounced his name right. So he's the first person that, or it was his version I first heard, which is man, know thyself. Man, know thyself. Man, know yourself. Know yourself. That's it. And I said it has been concocted into different forms. People say, know what works for you. Do what works for you. Know yourself. Know who you are. This is probably the most easy thing to do. But it isn't easy actually. It sounds really easy, but it isn't in itself. This is why I say it's very, very underrated. Many times we think we know what works for us, but we most probably don't. Please reflect on this point as I state it and relate it to your normal life. As we walk through life, every now and then, we meet different people, we hear different ideas, we gain ideas from videos we watch, movies we watch, books we read, people we mingle with, and our environment in general, where we work, where we school, our family members, all of that. So yeah, we are like a sponge. We soak up whatever we come across. In fact, that's how children are. Like when a child is born, when a baby is born, that child just soaks up whatever he or she sees, hears, touches, and all of that. Soaks it up, and it gradually becomes part of that child. It's only when that child begins to get older, more mature, that he or she gains full control of what he or she soaks up. So we are a full bag. We're like a full bag of various ideas, various personalities coming together because we have soaked this up for so many years. And so they actually become part of us. And we think and believe that, oh yes, this is who I am. I know myself. This is what I love and all of that. But have you ever wondered why sometimes we say, I love this, but we end up not relating more with it? Interestingly, you should know that different things can influence your thoughts. You probably watched in a movie a character that you love eating a particular food. Well, if you know me, I can't talk without adding food. it's a part of me. But let's not talk about me. Let's talk about the example, the analogy I'm giving. So, as I was saying, if a particular character in a movie you love so much eats a particular food, especially when that character eats it repeatedly, you become inclined to think that food must be really cool, and I'm going to love it since I love this character and this person loves it, so I'm going to love it. So when you taste the food for the first time, you don't go with the idea of let me explore this food. You're going with the mindset of this food must be really good for that character to enjoy it. Then you eat it, and probably you did not like one or two things, but you force yourself. Your brain will give you reasons to actually fall in love with the food. And congratulations. Should I clap for you? Okay. So I found your favorite food. Let's use another analogy. You're already used to this kind of clothes, for example, from home. You go out and see other types of clothes. Yes, you may try it out. You might be convinced that this clothes really suit you. But for 80% of people who are trying out this kind of new things, especially if you are coming from a home where attachment is still the new, it becomes very difficult for you to choose those new set of clothing, for example, or food. You might actually enjoy it, but because you're not used to it, you'll be tempted. You would fall into the temptation of saying, this one is not for me, it doesn't work for me, or it's not my style. But sometimes your style is actually out there. I'm not saying you should start doing things randomly. No, you just start going out and doing things randomly. You don't have all that time in the world to test everything, every single thing. That's why I have 4 simple things you can do. They are actually simple, or should I say they sound simple? They are actually simple, but it may be difficult for you if you're someone who does not do things with intentionality. If you are intentional about this, about making this work for you, about knowing yourself and what works for you, then these 4 tips I'm going to give to you should be very, very simple, interesting, and effective for you. So let's take a short break, and when we come back, I'll give you these 4 tips. Yeah. Hey, this is Chenemi. I am back. We are back. I am still here for you. Dine with Chenemi, and we're talking about the most underrated simple rule of life. Before we went on a break, we stated what this rule is all about. I stated it. I said, man, know thyself. It has been concocted, which was first said by Socrates, and it has been concocted into different forms. Know what works for you, all of that. So I just did a brief overview of what that simple rule is, and I said I was going to give you 4 tips on how to go about making this rule come into reality in your life, because it is very, very underrated and not used properly. We just verbalize it, but we don't actually do it. We think we do it, but we don't do it. And after stating these 4 rules, you should stick around to the very end, because I'm going to tell you why this actually works very well. So the first tip, or should I say the first step, because it's a 4-step or a 4-way something. The first one is copy. Yeah, copy. So I said before the break that you can't just start going out to do random things, testing food up and down, wearing different clothing, visiting different places, watching different movies, reading different books, trying out different career paths. Guy, in this Nigeria, where you see the money, actually you can't do that. And if you don't do that, you risk not knowing yourself, and that's bad. It's bad because I'll tell you at the end why this actually works. I told you I'll tell you. So let's talk about copying. Since you can't do random things continuously because there's so many things, uncountable things you can do on this earth, and you'll never finish. It's better to pick wisely. So if you're an avid reader like I am, there's certain authors that you like, or there's certain types of books that you like. So you begin to read those kind of books. Look for those kind of books and just start reading them, enjoying them. I started with fiction. Like I was into novels, stories. I still am, but I'm not too big on it like the way I was before. Then I didn't even give a damn about self-help books, productivity books, finance books. I didn't even care. I didn't even think I'll find those kind of books interesting for my kind of person. I was just going for novels, storybooks. So that's it. I loved reading fiction and I kept reading it or reading them. That's me copying what I love. So don't just copy anything. If you're copying anything, it's probably you. It's going back to you doing all those random stuffs. But copying what you love is you repeatedly binging on things that you actually love. So if you say you like eba and egusi soup, start being focused on it. Like just literally learn more about it. If you just love eating it and you don't love preparing it, you might actually not know until you do it. So prepare it for a number of times and enjoy it. If you're still not enjoying it as you want, then maybe you should go for just eating it out. If you don't enjoy it, okay, I'm saying this already, I'm already talking about the other steps, but that's the first thing you should do. Just keep doing what you love. As you continue in the copying stage, then you prepare yourself for the next step, which is observe. So I want us to stick with one analogy so we understand these steps properly. Let's stick with the eba and egusi. Okay, so you love eba and egusi. That's what you say. You say I love eba and egusi, right? Because I love eba and egusi, I decided to follow Chenemi's 4-step way and started copying. So I prepared eba like 3 times in this week, as well as egusi soup. And now I want to observe. From my observation, I don't enjoy eba and egusi. What exactly do you not enjoy about eba and egusi? Preparing it takes my time. So when it comes to eating it, I don't even have the time to enjoy it as I want to. Aha, so it's the preparation. Why not to take it to another level and be sure that you actually do not like eba and egusi and it's not the preparation stressing you out? Are you sure it's not the preparation? So yeah, that's observing. You're doing what you love. Doing what you love, copying may not be as specific as I love eba and egusi. It could be that I love cooking. So when you do it repeatedly, you come to a conclusion. But before you come to a conclusion, you make some observations that I don't think I like preparing this kind of dishes. I think like preparing this kind of dishes. That's even some sort of conclusion. If you take note in my analogy, we observed that preparation, what the main observation is, preparation stresses me out and makes it difficult for me to enjoy the food. So I can't even know if I like the food or not. That is an observation. Observation is not jumping into conclusions. So when you do something as ambiguous as cooking, I love cooking. You keep cooking different dishes or a particular dish. Observation could be I get tired when I do this at this time. I feel really excited when I do this at this time, when I cook this particular dish. That's observation. Let's rewind a bit to me. I said I loved reading fiction, and something just snapped in my brain. I didn't just one day wake up and say I love reading fiction. Even me reading self-help books, non-fiction, it's very, very surprising to me. I know that initially what I would say is I love to read. I love to read anything. And I was literally doing it. Reading newspapers, reading billboards, whatever it is that has letters coming together to form words. I was reading it. Unknowingly, I was doing the copying stage. I love to read, so I was just reading anything. Even biographies, I was reading it. With time, I realized, or I observed that I didn't end up finishing some biographies, or I forced myself to finish biographies. So even if I didn't literally do step 3 and 4 with so much intentionality, I actually did them without knowing and so fast. And before we go on a break again, I want you to remember that this 4-step way is not something that is back to back. It could happen within a very short time. Copying could be longer than observation and step 3 and 4 for you. Copying could be for a short time, you're probably already doing it. One could be longer than all of them. All could take longer periods of time for you. This is a very interesting and fun process. Just let it flow. Pick the word, understand the concept of each step, concoct it, shape it into your life. Just fix it into your life. The most important thing is to start from somewhere. So we'll go on a break, a very short break, and when we come back, I'll give you a run through of step 3 and 4. Okay, so we're back, and before we left, I started talking about the 4 steps to help you know yourself and know what works for you. And the first one is to copy, second to observe. So let's head down to 3 and 4. Now that I've observed that I don't like biographies. No, let's not jump into conclusions. Now that I've observed that reading biographies takes me a longer time. I get bored while reading biographies, or preparing eba does not help me enjoy eba and egusi. The next thing to do is to note it down. That's step 3. Note it down. You don't have to literally write it in a book. If you have to, do it. Remember, we're doing this with intentionality. If you have to, write it down on a piece of paper, write it down in your journal, your planner, your book, any book, write it. As soon as you observe, write it. These days, we have notepads in our phones, in our iPads. Write it there. You don't have to say, I don't have a paper and a pen here. I just remembered I don't have a paper and pen. You have your phone, you have your tab, whatever you have with you. Write it down, scribble it. And if you have a sharp brain, write it in your brain. Do a brain note, mental note, write it. Just note it down. Okay, I've noted it down. So what next, Chenemi? Practice. Before we talk about step 4, which is practice, don't practice anything if the observations you made are negative observations. Only go ahead to step 4 when you have positive observations. So all the observations we've made, the analogies, are negative observations. Now, when you have negative observations, what you should do is to stop doing what you're doing and try something else. So preparing eba and egusi before eating it doesn't make me enjoy the eba and egusi, so I don't even know if I like it or not. Try something else. Stop that. Try something else. Eat out. Reading biographies can be long and tiring for me. Stop reading biographies. Try something else. What excites you? What gingers you? And when you stop, go back to step 1 and start the whole circle, or the not circle, the loop. Start the loop again. It's more of a circle, sha. Start it again. You identify what you love and begin to copy. Begin to do it over and over and again, over and over again. As you're doing it, you're observing, you're making observations, you're noting it down. And then you take a look at those observations. Is this positive or is this negative? So let me give you examples of positive observations. I stopped reading biographies and decided, okay, I like fiction too. So I'll read fiction, I'll read novels. Then I read novels and I observe that it takes me a short time to read novels, long pages of novels, long page to novels. I hope I'm saying the right thing. No novels that are bigger than the biographies I was reading. And it takes me a shorter time. It's interesting, opens all my creative juices. I note that down and I try to group it. Is this positive? Is this a positive or a negative observation? And bingo, it's a positive observation. So the observation is qualified to move to the final stage, which is practice. Number 4, step 4. Or I eat out and discover, oh, I actually really, really enjoy eba and egusi. I observe that, write it down, note it down, and I classify it. It's a positive observation. So let's move to step 4. Again, hear this. This is very important. Your first attempt at copying what you love, making observations, noting it down, could end up or land up with a positive observation. And so it qualifies to move to step 4. And it could be that it's the second attempt. It could be that it's the 4th, 5th, probably 10th attempt. You just have to keep doing more things before any observation even qualifies to move to step 4. It's not a do or die affair, no. And you don't have to pause your whole life just to do this. Keep doing the normal things you do in life, but align it with what you want to do, these 4 steps. Align it with your action plan for these 4 steps. I can't forget about every single thing I do, school, work, and everything. Forget about it just because I want to find out if I like eba and egusi. That is preposterous. That is crazy. Like, guy, what is that? So I will not go anywhere. I'll just sit at home trying to find out if I like eba and egusi. That's crazy. But I eat every day. I try to cook so I could incorporate into that moment the test I want to do for eba and egusi if I really like it. And it mustn't be that I will do it today, they'll do it tomorrow, next. No, I space it. In fact, that's even another experiment. It will help me to know if I like spacing things I want to try out or not. See, things will just keep falling in place. It's not going to work out completely, but just have to pick one and start from somewhere. So you got a positive observation. It's now qualified for step 4, which is to practice. This final stage is not the final. We all know that practicing means doing what you set aside to practice repeatedly. You're doing it over and over again. So a positive observation qualifies you to go ahead and keep doing what you're doing. Go ahead and keep eating out in terms of eba and egusi. Since it seems that I prefer eating out than preparing it myself because I enjoy it more, it's better I eat out. It doesn't stop me from cooking it or preparing it for myself, but I know that this is what I love. This is what gives me joy. Why I said this is not the final is because there's still every possibility that in the process of practicing, you will discover something new, something else, probably a better way to refine this love for eba and egusi. As specific as finding a particular restaurant that you like, or a particular person whose eba and egusi gives you more joy. You see people able to tell you that I don't like this person's eba and egusi, but I like this person's eba and egusi. They can even give you recommendations. You ask them, where do you think is the best Evan Egusi joint? You say, don't go to this place, go to this place. See how far you've gone. Those are the first steps. Like I said, don't follow it back to back. There's no strict rule to it that stage one, step one, copy. I'm going to do this for 5 days and it's going to work. Since this is a know yourself, know what works for you program, should I call it a program or experiment? I want you to do it based on what works for you. So I'm leaving it at your discretion. We'll be going for one last break, and when we come back, I'm going to share with you a story. It's a true life story of myself, how I used these steps to improve my study habits. And yeah, I've been studying for more hours now. Okay, let's not just say hours, but like for a longer time. See you shortly. We're wrapping up this episode, and before the break, I said the last 2 steps, note it down, practice. So the 4 steps, we have copy, observe, note it down, and practice. Please go ahead and start them as soon as possible. So I'm going to tell you why this underrated simple rule works, and end with a story of how I used these 4 steps very, very recently and helped to improve my study habits. The way this rule works is not like it's working in only specific things, in every single aspect of your life. Why it works is that you are doing things based on yourself, based on what you enjoy. You're working at your pace. You'll become more productive because, of course, you're doing what you love, what you can do. You're not living the life of others, you're living your own life. This rule practically affects every aspect of your life. Say you work as a secretary, and in this time and age, you hate short forms. Hate is a strong word. Short forms is just not your thing. You've managed to discover it, and that's very, very good of you. What you're actually very, very good at, or you enjoy, it sits right with you, is shorthand. All other secretaries use short form and they just write and smile away during all the meetings, but you're frowning. It's exhausting for you, and it's not like it's a strict rule. You're just saying that everybody is doing short form. It will be weird if you start doing shorthand, or you probably didn't know. Then you follow the steps and you discovered you start using your shorthand, and what you see, the result, you enjoy your work, enjoy what you're doing, you deliver on time, you deliver an amazing job. So you're not just delivering an amazing job, you're also happy. See how it affects your work. It goes as far as affecting your relationships, different things, every single aspect of your life that you can think of. So let's talk about my story. You know how people read for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, hours? That one is not me. I can't. No. If I manage to read an hour or 2, the next time I ever read, I'm talking academic books, not novels or self-help books. That one I can sit for hours and read them. But academic books, you want to kill me. And many people think I'm lying. But if you're very close to me, you will know that this is actually true. Whose child do you want to kill with that one? There are people that it works for, but it's not me. So I am very, very much aware of that. But it hit me that I'm in med school and there's a whole lot to cover. There's a whole lot to know in med school. So I started copying. Whether I love it or I don't even love it, I started copying. I said, okay, I've researched so many times in the past. In fact, before, let's not talk about that, but I've researched so many times in the past about different study techniques. So I've been trying my hands on different ones. Nothing so satisfying. I learned about Pomodoro technique a long time ago and I've been trying to use it, but it's never really sticked with me. Now there's a lot to cover that if you read for just an hour, you have not even covered anything. You've just learned something very tiny, let's say like 2% of 100%, and you'll be tested on the 100%, even though it's not the whole 100%. It is from that 100% that a certain percentage will be picked out, and you don't even know where it's coming from. Reading 2% and knowing 2% is not even going to help at all. I tried. I used timer. That one did not work. I was just getting negative observations. If I managed to sit through and learn for up to an hour, that's it. It's like I've learned everything in the world and my brain just sort of shuts down. Nothing more wants to go in. It's like, Chenemi, just rest. You're done for the day. And the next day is like, rest now, rest. But I have to push myself, and like every single day I have to do something. The next day I might end up not doing anything tangible, but I'll still do something, so I won't feel too guilty. So one day I was really tired, because most times in med school, because of all the lectures during the weekdays, especially in my school, for example, we have long hours of lectures, and before you come back home, you're already very, very tired. So trying to read after coming back is another thing. And imagine the kind of stubborn spirit I have that I can't read for how many hours. Is it when I'm tired I'll read? So one day, not too long, I was very tired, but I said, okay, I must still just read, because I don't think I've started off well. I'm already lagging behind. There's a lot to cover. Everybody's just moving, like the everything's just moving so fast, and I'm behind, so I have to catch up. So I tried to read. It did not work. I said, okay, Pomodoro, let's do Pomodoro technique. So the normal Pomodoro, the initial Pomodoro technique, I've forgotten the person that formed that technique. It's 25 minutes of focus. If you are studying, use 25 minutes. If it's work, whatever, 25 minutes of focus, take 5 minutes break. 25 minutes, 5 minutes break. 25 minutes, 5 minutes break. Then the fourth set, 25 minutes, 10 minutes break. Then 25 minutes, 5 minutes break. Like that. I saw that I tried for 25 minutes, and then I saw that by 19 minutes and some seconds, I was already checking, this time I never go off, that kind of thing. So I thought to myself, what if I just adjusted this Pomodoro technique to suit myself? I mean, there are people that do use the Pomodoro technique, but they'll do 1 hour, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour. They use hours. I've done that before and it did not work. It did not even reach 30 minutes. I turned it off. So I used my timer, my phone's timer, for the Pomodoro technique. So I did the 20 minutes and it was more efficient. Like, at least after the timer went off 20 minutes, my eyes were still sharp. I was not already getting tired and checking, this time I never go off, that kind of thing. And it was good. But after that first set of 20 minutes, I just turned everything off and went to sleep. So I was telling myself, okay, I think I'll go with 20 minutes, 5 minutes break. This is amazing. I was super excited. So I moved to stage 4. I mean, I've gotten a positive observation, so I moved to stage 4. Let's practice this. I started practicing, but I wasn't satisfied at all. It was productive, but not very productive. I mean, I couldn't do like up to 3 sets of 20 minutes. I'll just do 20 minutes once or twice, and that is all. That's not even up to 1 hour. It's not even about the time. I'm not even able to do much. Remember that my initial problem was not covering much, and I didn't solve the problem. So I had to go back and readjust. I reduced the time to 10 minutes. Before I made that decision, I felt very hard. I love watching videos on YouTube, but before I click on a video, I'll check the time. After the thumbnail has invited me, or the title, or even comment, I'll just rush to check the time. If the time is already exceeding 15 minutes, forget it, I'm not watching. Except I really, really searched for it and I want to. Then I can watch 30 minutes video and all of that. So I said, okay, let's just make it 10 minutes of focus and 2 minutes of rest or break. And guy, I can't say that I've done 1 hour stretch of study, but I'm able to do a number of sets of study. Like for the first 10 minutes, I'll just say, okay, this is what I'll do, and I'll do it. Then the break. next 10 minutes is what I'll do it. I could do that for like 4 times and achieve 4 different things, or four different things under the same course or topic, or 4 different things from different courses. Like, in an average medical student that hears this will be like, what is this one saying? You're not even covering much. But for me, I see a lot of progress on my path. Not path. Sorry. I see a lot of progress on my path, and it's super exciting. This made me to discover that I'm actually someone that loses focus after a few minutes. I think most humans are like that, but I've discovered this for myself. If you follow the story, you see that I used all 4 steps. Just know that when you know what works for you for real, you feel happy and you're more productive. Keep that in mind. And look, I decided to incorporate it into today's episode. That's why we have the breaks in between. I don't even let it reach up to like 10 minutes before there's a break. That's the kind of content I enjoy, and people like me will enjoy this content too. One that's not 40-minute stretch like the last episode, or 30-minute stretch, 50 minutes, but one that gives room for breaks. This has been an amazing episode. I'm so glad I finally dropped this content. I wanted this to be the first thing that I'll talk about on this podcast, but it's still good. Second episode, still good. Because every single thing I will talk about on this channel will reflect back to this episode. You just have to know what works for you. And not to worry, I'm here for you, to help you, to copy, observe, note down, and practice. As I'll be dropping so many tips that you can try out on different aspects of your life. But hey, it's a wrap, and I do hope you got value from this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I love your replies to the previous episode. Please keep replying and sharing your thoughts with me. It helps me make better content for you and for me as well. I literally listen to my podcast. I listened to last episode like 2 times. You can always connect with me on Instagram at Chenemi. I'm on Twitter too, Chenemi. Facebook, Agbata Ojo Chenemi. I'll try my best to drop all the links in the description. See you next Sunday, or next 2 Sundays, because med school is doing me shaky. Bye.